historic space station Silicon Valley. Drawn out mission, Rigby gets shot and Lambry hits us with the Darth Vader join us speech just for us to drop a satellite onto the orb, which does nothing but break it out of the container that was holding it, causing the orb to shoot out an EMP, which seemingly destroys the robots. Rigby shoots Lambry in the back and presumably kills him, a pretty weak death, and then the robots reactivate and they're now taking orders from the orb, which is controlled by the same weird ancient civilization that hacked Jacob's mind via Bluetooth mind's eye connection, because they can for some reason control tech and are also NFL running backs apparently, because holy fuck, look at that form. Dead sprinting their asses out of there with that thing just to very slowly walk to wherever they're going the moment gameplay starts. They do not have great stamina. And fighting through one of, if not the most annoying sections in the entire game, maybe tied with that drone one from earlier, as we have to be in close proximity with the running back robot who's walking, as if he gets too far away from us, we fail the mission. Remember, Jacob is nearsighted, all while fighting off hordes of the absolute most batshit bullet sponge enemies on the entire fucking planet that are constantly walking straight towards your ass while your shitty dollar store drone cannot land its fucking shot, as the running back begins opening some portal for the ancient civilization thing to travel through, with Jacob concluding that he must achieve top 10 anime sacrifices to close the portal and save the world. Rigby dramatically returning into frame to watch him heroically sacrifice himself by taking out 2 bullet sponge enemies back to back with like 4 shots. Bull fucking shit. What is she got fucking FMJ round? As Jacob lets out one of the most epic and badass final lines before sacrificing himself for the whole of humanity.
Nobody else is dying for me.
Only Charlie has died. Dramatically rushing in, tackling the robot into the portal, and what? What? That's literally it. The game just ends. Jacob runs into the portal, it busts, and the game fucking ends. There's no falling action, there's no dialogue, there's no explanation for what just occurred. What happened to the city with the mayor if the martial law was lifted? What happened with Silva, Morrison? The falling action is the portal letting out a fart and the game instantly ends, cutting straight to a 7-minute long credit sequence that you cannot fucking skip. No way you actually can't skip the credits. Bro, it's not that hard of a fucking concept. But it's worth it, because at the very least, we get to pay respects to all the poor souls who worked on this game, and we get a post-credits cutscene afterwards that somehow confused me even more.
I gotta do something cursed so I can really see this blinking is working out.
I still have nothing. I got nothing from that. What happened? And that's the game. I can't joke. I wish I was joking.
Velocinastaco says. Alright. Velocinastaco says. I'm here.
Welcome to hell.
And we are now given access to free roam, meaning that the game never had to be this restrictive. It could have done open world the entire fucking time. Why? Loading you into the post-game free roam where you play as some fucking overweight, balding old hobo wearing a gas mask and a crop top with the words "Can't Drink Dust" painted in red on his chubby fucking gut.
Velocinastaco says. Hell.
Wow, wow.
Who is this? Do I have an explanation for what I'm looking at?
Velocinastaco says. How is it hell?
I swear to God.
As I say so.
Even if I wanted to be joking, I wouldn't be able to make something this funny up if I tried. You cannot change your character, you cannot change his outfit, you can't do anything with him, and you cannot do anything in the fucking city. The city is desolate and
Velocinastaco says. Understood.
Any cars and a time trial here or there. And if you accidentally start New Game Plus, you'll have to rewatch the 10-minute long opening cutscene, because this game doesn't have a fucking skip cutscene option and cannot go back to free roam. You have to beat the entire game. If you accidentally click on this like I did, you have to beat the game all over again to regain access to free roam. I'm good. I'm chill. I think I've had my fair share of Mind's Eye. I'm done. The final verdict for Mind's Eye is a fucking 3 out of 10. It is easily the worst game of 2025. No doubt. Nothing comes close. God, please don't let there be anything that comes close. I don't know what the fuck happened in development. I don't know how portfolio
Okay.
experience of Leslie Benson.
Yeah, this is an acceptable blink for me. The only thing I don't like is things are like uneven.
Do not re-release this game. There was no sabotaging. There's no conspiracy against you. You released a shit game. Just focus on your next project. Don't bother with this absolute garbage again. And just like the story, I'm ending this video abruptly.
Thelakinistako says. What's on the docket today?
Trying to finish this, yeah.
Ubisoft, you need stop.
All I want is to finish these.
An entire day that took me 2 weeks to trudge through. And here I was thinking that things would be different this
And all I gotta do is
waiting for 2 years
clean this shit up.
release that the game would be a little more polished.
Thelakinistako says. Work, work, work. So close to done.
The cold, vacant, empty void of this eternal, bottomless abyss beneath the map is the perfect visual metaphor for how I felt while playing Far Cry 6. Complete and utter emptiness. Dear viewer, I would like to welcome you to Yara. It's pretty beautiful, is it not? Come and enjoy a ride on one of its mini zip lines. Take a load off by hanging out with some character models at the beach. Hi. De-stress by catching fish in its serene jungles. You will enjoy the endless battles you will have with Yara's wildlife, as nearly every single predator that resides there will blindly attack you and no one else. Unlike Castillo's men, who seemingly turn a blind eye towards you, as when they spot you, they seem to have no earthly idea how to chase you, so you need not worry about law enforcement during your stay here. You will want to watch out for the general populace, though, as civilians will intentionally ram into you on many occasions. Civilians will also run into your car so that they can collect disability checks. Ubisoft clearly outdid themselves in making a truly believable little slice of paradise. They even found a way to implement the stillness and mundanities of reality, as there are many stretches of time where there is literally nothing happening at all, and you are forced to traverse through endless amounts of this aforementioned nothingness. But during one of these stretches, I desperately needed a car. So I killed an innocent man in order to steal his, but his car just kept on coasting because he forgot to slam his brakes due to being murdered. After a few moments of running, I had finally caught up to the car, and as I hopped inside of it, I was shocked to see that there was a random woman hanging out in the back seat who clearly had no idea what just happened. Her father, or husband, had just been shot in the head by me, the driving force of the Libertad Revolution, yet she was seemingly unfazed by my actions. It was here when I realized that I could do anything I wanted without repercussions. I slew people's dogs as though my father had just been hit in the head with a golf club, and nobody cared. Nothing about this world felt believable. It was all a thinly veiled facade, making the game's location of Yara a place I genuinely did not care.
Okay, then I gotta apply the filter I applied on the original ashes.
Because these games are so easy, I played on Gorilla, hardest difficulty, where you have low ammo reserves and the enemies have heightened awareness and they do more damage. I'll be honest with you, this game was pretty difficult for my enemies. Their heightened awareness was no match for my unrivaled sneakage.
Let's see if it actually does it though.
Chance against my signature move, which was to simply shoot them in the head. It wasn't long till word got out that I was the baddest motherfucker in town. All enemies that crossed my path were decimated. It was like I was the Master Chief, and they were cavemen. They all grew to fear me, and fear makes people do really stupid things. Chopper pilots would get down to my level and make themselves easier to shoot. Some of these enemies would bump right into me and pretend they didn't even notice me, thinking that I would spare them. But me, I spare no one. They would stand next to explosive barrels. They would turn their backs to me. take
The only thing I might do
cover
is try to lighten the color a bit.
They would zip into my line of sight, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. They would drive their boat into concrete, lodging its turret into the docks
Okay.
above it, making it impossible for them to shoot me. They didn't stand a chance. And it
Blinking
made
is
me
done.
feel like a god. With a simple click and a flick of my wrist, they all disappear, falling before me like a cardboard.
Only
cutout
other
made out
thing
of
is I
Marvel's
like to
Leo
do
slight breeze.
a
They
thing
turn
where
but I am getting a little ahead of myself.
I make the
So let's go
ears.
back to the beginning of the game. In Far Cry 6, you play as a boy or girl named Danny Rojas, and for the first time, since
Twitch
Far Cry
when
3,
it blinks.
our protagonist actually speaks.
They got my name wrong.
And the cutscenes were shot like actual cutscenes. You know, with cinematography, shot reverse shot, that type of thing. I found this far more engaging than being tethered to the perspective of my character. There's nothing wrong with this type of cutscene delivery if it's done well, but it did get really tiring for me in Far Cry 5, as the camera remained completely static while Joseph Seed gets all up in your business, starts getting his snot all over the place, and he just would not stop talking about God. I'm sick of that guy. If I want to hear someone talk about God, I would call up my grandma, but she doesn't get very good cell phone reception in her urn. So right off the bat, I thought that things were going to be a little different based off the fact that we have a completely new cutscene delivery method. Our main character isn't a mute. We're in a big open city, which is a far cry from what we're used to seeing in our Far Cry games. And after the very first combat encounter, I discovered that they changed how suppressors work. Suppressors will still make your bullets quiet, but it will overheat after a few shots, forcing you to be more conscious during your stealth encounters. This was a welcome change in my book because it added a little layer of difficulty into the stealth. But as I lit yet another bunch of crops on fire with a flamethrower for the 3rd or 4th time in this series, I realized that Far Cry 6 was simply just more of the same.
Burning shit with a flamethrower? Sounds familiar.
In games like these, I tend to have the most fun when I'm operating at a peak efficiency. The faster I get it all done, the more I'm going to enjoy it. So I got to work on immediately capturing as many bases and security checkpoints as possible so that I could use them as fast travel locations. The more fast travel spots I have available, the quicker I can fast travel around the map, due to being a faster traveler. I also needed to take down the AA guns as well because you can't perform an airdrop from a fast travel location that is near an anti-air gun. And airdropping is essential to efficiency. Being able to spawn in from the sky and deploy your wingsuit to fly over to your nearest location is the fastest and most convenient mode of transportation in Far Cry 6. Luckily, taking out the AA guns was easy. Sometimes there's a handful of enemies guarding them, which are pretty simple to dispatch. And at other times, there were no enemies at all. So I was able to just walk up to each gun uncontested, blow it up, and get the hell out of there. I'd say about a third of the anti-air guns I took out were completely vacant. But sometimes, for an additional challenge, I would fly my helicopter over to an AA gun just to prove to you guys that this game is bullshit. It was tedious, but capturing bases did allow me to get a good feel for the game's combat. Combat really sucks. First of all, most of the weapons feel terrible. The projectiles travel really slowly and enemies can be spongy. The scope sways pretty bad when you aim down sights and try to strafe from side to side, making aiming a little more difficult, but not in a good way. Because what this does is it encourages you to stand perfectly still during a firefight, since that makes it easier for you to put a bullet inside their skull. Then you realize pretty quickly that you don't need to worry about staying mobile to avoid enemy gunfire all that much, and you don't have to take cover very often. But what you will do very often is stand perfectly still during your firefights. And as you can imagine, this turns combat into a tedious affair where literally all you're doing is clicking on people's heads. And if you hadn't noticed yet, the AI is really bad. They tend to rush you in a straight line or stand perfectly still, and sometimes they can't even get their weapon ready to fight me with. I watched this poor soul fumble with her gun for an entire minute before finally gracing her with the sweet gift of death. At one point, though, I was able to make the combat look pretty cool, as the building I was in was completely surrounded by the FNC. They were coming at me from all angles, forcing me to keep my head on a swivel, and eventually I had run out of ammo with all of my guns except for this pea shooter of a machine pistol. I had to hop back and forth between doorways so as not to let the enemy overwhelm me, and I must admit, I had fun here. for a large majority of the time, combat went a little something like this. And what makes me so frustrated is that Far Cry 6 is clearly capable of having fun combat, but the game is designed in such a way that it almost never happens. Because like I said, combat generally boiled down to nothing more than aiming at the enemy's heads until they were deads. And occasionally I would have to hide behind cover and heal myself. But I was pleased to see that they did bring back the healing animations. Those are always cool. They also introduced a new mechanic called the Supremo, and using your Supremo is essentially the equivalent of popping a super in Destiny. There are a multitude of Supremos to choose from. This one here is the Johnny Cash. It emits a ring of fire around you. Another one of them is the roaming super that allows you to kill lower level mobs with ease. Kinda reminds me of the Hunter's Blade Dance. But I never had very much use for most Supremos, because the very first Supremo the game gives you launches a volley of homing missiles toward enemy tanks and helicopters, turning the most difficult enemies in the game into nothing more than an afterthought. You know, my grandfather told me that there are few things in a young man's life that he shall never forget, like his first fist fight with another young man, his first kiss with a special young lady, or the first paycheck he ever got. He told me to cling onto those warm memories for when life gets tough. And so, with that advice in mind, I'll never forget the very first 300 Far Cry credits I unlocked. I was shocked to see that you can buy crafting materials, vehicles, and weapons to speed up your progress. So much of what was on offer would cut down on a decent amount of grinding, making it a very enticing purchase, as I would consider buying anything that would make my time with this game go by faster. To me, this is like mobile game levels of disgusting. And up until this exact moment, I had no idea that a microtransaction store existed within this game. And the only reason I know it exists is because the game just gave me currency for it. And I think that's exactly why they gave me currency for this store, to show me that it exists. One thing that Far Cry 6 and, well, most of the Ubisoft games have going for them is that as you complete the multitude of tasks and objectives that the game puts in front of you, it makes you feel kind of productive. But that feeling of productivity also comes with a deep hollowness, because the fact is, all you're doing is playing Far Cry 6. Each base I captured rewarded me with XP, but the way leveling up works in this game is kind of strange. Instead of unlocking perks to upgrade your character's abilities like in most other open-world games, leveling up just means that you can now buy slightly better gear from the Resistance merchants. I don't care for this, because while I do find most of the unlockable abilities in open-world games to be arbitrary, the system Far Cry 6 has here really robs us of that sense of progression that we feel when leveling up our character. There's something
The Lokinestaco says,
about this new
doing some
system.
details
I can't
now.
help but feel that something pivotal is
Yeah, like I don't even know if I should.
Level-based character upgrades have been replaced with perks that can be found on your clothing. So
I don't want to do the full
in
design.
the character screen after leveling up,
Just,
need to find an
kind of my fault for
expand
designing it,
which
but
reduces scope sway. I would assume that Ubisoft implemented this system in order to encourage
what can I
exploration
say?
and incentivize us to complete more side quests. But
If anything,
a decent perk like
I'm
faster movement while reloading or reduced movement.
unstable.
I never had any desire to look for anything better.
The Lokinestaco
It wasn't long
says,
until I hit level 4,
little details are
where
nice
I
though.
gained access to the best weapon in the game.
The Lokinestaco says,
The nail gun.
same.
Me.
Stealth was already easy enough straight out of the bag thanks to the bad AI. But this nail gun I bought made the cakewalk even moister.
Flamethrower.
It is dead silent, and it doesn't overheat, completely negating the need to equip suppressors. It can one-shot enemies from insane distances. It has 40 nails in the chamber, meaning you can liberate an entire base without having to reload. And it has 240 more nails in its reserves, completely negating the limited ammo difficulty modifier here in Guerrilla mode. There's also this mechanic in the game that I haven't even talked about yet, where you're expected to swap between armor-piercing rounds to do more damage to armored enemies and soft target rounds for everybody else. But with the nail gun, you can ignore that gimmick entirely, as it has no trouble penetrating helmets. It doesn't even have trouble penetrating heavily armored helmets. completely negating the new ammo type mechanic. And the thing is, too, you don't even need to headshot the enemies. You can just stun lock them with multiple body shots because when they're stun locked, they can't
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it.
alert anybody. It is insane.
Velocinastaco says,
And it's given to you
what
a
do you
mere
have left that
3
you have to
hours into
finish?
the game. And on top of
Nothing.
all of that, it is
Really, I
also
think, yeah, I'm
available
scrapping
for
a bit of the design.
combat. Now, I was getting pretty bored of capturing bases at this point in my playthrough, so I decided to try out the DLC.
Oh, her eyeliner.
I should buy a season pass to this place.
Velocinastaco says, good.
To be incredibly tedious.
I'll do some eyeliner.
So in this DLC, you play as Voss as he takes a trip into his own psyche just moments after Jason Brody from Far Cry 3 stabs him to death. To reach the ending, you are tasked with finding 3 pieces of the dagger that Jason Brody from Far Cry 3 used to stab him to death. While I enjoy the creativity and overall idea of this DLC, it's still marred by all the problems that the main game has. You know, like boring combat, bad AI, general jankiness, that type of thing. It's supposed to be this die and retry, roguelite, souls-like deal where you get a bunch of money for killing enemies or opening chests, and you can also find perks that grant you helpful abilities like quiet or sprinting. But when you die, you lose all of that money and all of those perks. So it's best to use that money before you die to purchase permanent upgrades for Voss and his weapons. But the thing is, I didn't really die, so I didn't have much use for a majority of the upgrades that were available to me. You're also given a very small open world area, with trials littered around the map that upon completion reward you with different guns, money, and special perks, like having an extra life. Which
I don't know, I need like a blendy brush. I can, I don't know.
Far Cry 3, who I'm pretty sure is Voss's sister, who, as you might imagine, posed quite the challenge. After defeating her, Citra goes full-on Tom Hanks and becomes big. She then spawns 5 waves of enemies that you need to defeat, and each wave comes with a mini-boss to kill. After that, you walk into a bright, white light, and that's it. It's over. I don't feel like this DLC completely wasted my time, but I also didn't get a whole lot out of it either. It was a really cool excuse to revisit the character of Voss because, you know, Voss was awesome. And Michael Mando did a great job reprising his role. It was neat to be able to explore his character even further by being able to view his memories, and some of the visuals were interesting. It also had a nice atmosphere to it that was sorely lacking from the main game. This DLC cost me $15.
Velocinastaco says, yeah, no, despite this one taking a long time, it really seems special to me. I don't know, cool to see you try something different, and it being really nice.
Well, what's different about it?
So by now, some of you may have noticed that the structure of this video is a little weird. I went from talking about combat, to microtransactions, to progression, then to stealth, when it would have made more sense to pair combat and stealth right next to each other, since they typically go hand in hand with one another. Now, I've made the structure strange by design in order to convey my experience.
Velocinastaco says, different style compared to a lot of your other art.
And mechanics in this game that, to their credit, all work on an individual basis, with quotations around the word work, of course. But it never comes together to feel like one cohesive whole, making the entire gameplay experience seem like a directionless, disorganized mess.
Velocinastaco says, it stands out, in a good way.
Thanks to their brainless AI. The cars are fun to drive, but there's rarely an opportunity to drive them. The map is massive, but the world feels so hollow. There are hunting spots, but I saw absolutely no reason to hunt for anything at any point. There are side activities that reward you with weapons and gear that don't even hold a candle to the weapons and gear you get from completing.
Yeah, I don't think I think this might be the first like female PNG tuber too.
They tried to offer up a new challenge in the form of guerrilla mode, but then they give you several guns that actively negate its difficulty. They give you a wingsuit, but don't give you anything to do with it. I was shocked to see that the wingsuit is easily the most boring mode of transportation in the game. In Far Cry 4, it felt like there were several chunks of the map that were designed
The
for
Locanestaco
wingsuiters.
says,
It had you flying
yeah.
through caves and cliff sides, which was thrilling because if you so much as touched any surface,
You know,
you'd
human,
perish, giving
especially.
the traversal a nice sort of risk-reward.
I don't know, where the
Here in Far
fuck
Cry
is this upper eyelid? Oh, there it is.
from the bottom of the map. It's just a big old empty space. And there's barely any opportunities for risky wingsuit behavior. It's no more than a tool to help you get from one point to the next. In fact, in order to demonstrate this point to you, the viewer, I am literally writing this portion of the script as I travel.
The Locanestaco says,
next
I think it's an awesome progression.
via wingsuit. Now, every once in a while, you're able to wingsuit through some trees, and that can provide a couple seconds of fleeting fun. But your character's hitbox is so huge here that it simply isn't viable, and it takes away all the excitement. There was one time where I did manage to have fun in the wingsuit, and it's this clip right here, as I had several close calls, nearly scraping my belly on multiple surfaces. Some of these calls were so close that I was nearly able to answer them. It was the only time this game made me feel alive. After I landed, I felt awesome, only to have that feeling be completely ripped away from me.
Following me! There's that querrieoh piece of shit.
What's upsetting too is swinging from your grapple actually feels pretty good and is a decent amount of fun. But in my 25 hours with this game, I only stumbled across 2 opportunities to swing around like this. At one point, I actually performed a combo of sorts by grappling, swinging, detaching at the right moment, and transitioning into wingsuit to fly out of there. This 10 seconds of footage you're looking at right now was the most fun I had playing Far Cry 6, and it made me realize that there's a huge missed opportunity here in the form of platforming challenges. Imagine being able to play some mobility trials that force you to go from wingsuiting straight into grappling, then parachuting, and then back into wingsuiting. There's all kinds of potential here, but Ubisoft seemingly refused to capitalize on it. Even though I was still only at level 4, I was pretty geared up at this point, so I figured I'd play a couple side activities to see what they were like. The first one I did was this treasure hunt. All I need to do is open up this door here, but of course it needs a key that I spent 4 minutes searching for, only to discover that the key was literally located right next to the very door I was meant to open. Cool. The mongoose was holding on to a different key that opens up this crate. This crate had a pistol in it, a pistol that I will never use. So this whole treasure hunt was a pretty substantial waste of my time. The other treasure hunts I played weren't worth my time either. They all involve having you spend several minutes searching for a key in some enclosed area, and the key is usually hidden inside of a predator with a big health bar. Getting that key allows you to go open up a crate that has a gun inside of it, a gun that I will never use. I did 3 of these and I never felt the need to do any more. Then I moved on to a supply drop interception, where I had to get to a supply cache in under 4 minutes. I was actually kind of enjoying this activity. The time restraint made it feel a little stressful. The music for it was awesome. And it reminded me of that super impressive cold open from Better Call Saul. I was making good time in this side quest too. There was no doubt in my mind that I was going to complete it, until I accidentally drove into a main story cutscene.
Are you feeling? I'm Danny. No.
And once the cutscene finished, I had, of course, failed the side quest.
Fuck. I'm out of time.
So I had to go back and climb all the way up this mountain again and restart it. I played a couple more interceptions because I kind of had fun with the first one I did. But now that I have the ability to spawn in a helicopter at some of the bases I captured, it made this entire breed of side missions more trivial than my pursuit of having fun in this game. And yeah, I know I could choose to play through these side missions with some kind of car and have a little bit of fun with it, but doing that would not be efficient in the slightest, and Not being efficient impacts my ability to have fun, especially when the rewards you get for completing these are worthless. And driving a car only increased the risk of accidentally activating another cutscene. What would have been cool though is if each of these supply drop interceptions forced you to use specific cars for each one of them. Then they could tailor each trial to that specific car's handling, giving each individual trial a unique feel. They kinda did do this with the time trials. In these, you are forced to use a specific car, but the time trials are so simple that the only way you could fail them is if you drive into a cutscene. All you gotta do is pass through these checkpoints. You don't have to worry about getting a gold medal or anything special like that, and they don't cater at all to the handling of each specific vehicle. Just Cause 3 is a perfect example of how to implement side content into an open world game correctly, as that game also had time trials that forced you to use a specific car, and each time trial was handcrafted for that specific car, which incentivized me to play them all because I knew each of them would feel different. I thought they were kind of fun, and the rewards for completing them were very substantial. You could unlock the ability to have nitrous in any car you get into, or the ability to make any car jump by tapping B. Not only were these abilities just fun, but they were very practical as well. Whereas in Far Cry 6, time trials...
Well, I do believe that's about everything.
...to craft a weapon mod that I'll never use. I also did a few missions where you steal supplies from Gus's men, but these are practically identical to the other supply drop interceptions I did, with the only
The Lokinestaco says, "You've done it."
my way towards it. I'm only required to kill a bunch of enemies when I get to this destination and hold the E
The Lokinestaco says, "Congratulations."
Well, they have to approve it first.
On the map, you can gather intel from members of the resistance.
Word is the artist Zenya Zayas wants to meet you.
But whenever I tried to get intel from somebody out in the open world, an enemy would always come by, and the NPC would stop talking to me and shoot at the enemy instead. Then I'd have to help them kill the one or two enemies that spooked them, which would reset
The
dialogue,
Lokinestaco
and I'd
says,
have to listen to everything
"Well, hand it
over
off and
again
see what
before
they say."
Finally, getting the intel.
Word is the artist Zenya Zayas wants to meet you.
This happened to me all the time, without fail.
The army's counting on getting those supplies, and so are we. Querrieoh, lookouts found a naval convoy running past the airport on the east coast of La Jolla.
It was such a waste of time.
What do you got?
It got so bad that I wouldn't take intel from an NPC unless they were inside of a base I had already liberated, because it would not stop happening.
No word from Ortega Growth Farm for weeks now.
Now, it wasn't long before I didn't feel the need to play any more side content at all, since I was pretty well stocked up at this point. So I decided that I would try to unlock all of the amigos in the game, starting with the punk rock deadly mutant chicken named Chicharron. From a visual and conceptual perspective, I think this amigo is pretty cool, but in order to unlock him, you're required to play some of the most boring missions in the game.
There's something I used to do, and then I stopped doing a lot of pngtubers, so I forgot to do it, which is like a white outline behind everything. And I think I also stopped because it just doesn't make sense with like moving PNG tubers, or it would be more difficult.
They are poorly programmed NPCs.
Since this one doesn't move, I'll try it.
Like time or mortality. All they can do is complete their one and only duty as a character model, which is to waste my damn time. I recorded each and every instance that this happened to me in-game, and I'm going to show you how long each of them took to prove my point.
Yo sé que tú te callas, pero esto no funciona.
First, I gotta clean up the edges. Oh, Lord.
Con otra persona y ya no aguanto más esta situación, porque pienso que el amor es cosa de dos. Y déjame, no calles por más tiempo tu infidelidad, no juegues más conmigo, qué barbaridad. ¿A dónde llegas con tu cobardía? Levántate y mírame a los ojos con sinceridad, que el mundo no se acaba con nuestro final.
Cry isn't the only open world franchise that does this. I think developers need to quit with all this in-game exposition business because it is an insult to the player's time. Either make it a cutscene that I can skip or make it interesting. There's nothing engaging about sitting in a boat for 3 minutes while somebody just spouts exposition. There's nothing interesting about following a chicken on a dusty trail as it clucks, plucks, and fucks up the enemy. And then once we get to where it needs to be, I'm meant to defend it from an onslaught of enemies that spawn inside an elevator, one at a time. In fact, Far Cry 6 has a lot of horde sections where you're meant to hold off several waves of enemies. Coincidentally enough, the very next mission after this one has you doing the same exact thing. Except instead of defending the chicken in a library, I was defending the chicken at an abandoned wedding venue. And just 2 missions before this one, I was defending this chicken from a bunch of dogs in an arena where they train dogs. The point is, I played 3 horde sections in a row. Whenever the game wants to pretend to be exciting, it just hits you with a horde section, where you're forced to kill every single enemy before moving on. One time, I did get lucky and I got to do a horde section that was hordeless. No enemies spawned in here at all. And for one of the other horde sections, I just hid in a corner to see what would happen, and I was stunned by the results. I did a quick count and found that Far Cry 6 had 13 different horde sections throughout its campaign. That's an awful lot of reusing the same gimmick. And keep in mind that these are only the horde sections I remembered to record, and I'm sure there are even more hidden in some of the side content I avoided. Now, having all these horde sections would be fine and dandy if the combat was actually fun to play, but standing still and popping enemies in the head over and over again isn't exactly my idea of engaging gameplay. So many other missions just have you doing busy work as well, like putting fireworks into trash cans, spray painting over William boards, getting drunk with your friend, having a DJ play your friend's favorite song, saving your friend from an innocent cow, killing high-ranking officers which have no differentiations from the regular enemies you encounter during combat, and they fall prey to just one shot of my nail gun like all the rest. What you're about to see is a member of Castillo's army who climbed through every rank of the military and became an admiral, a feat which requires intelligence and tenacity. Yet she never could figure out how to turn away from that wall. One time they tried to shake things up with a boss fight against a helicopter that had an absurd amount of health. So I stood in a spot where it couldn't damage me. I shot at it for a few minutes until I ran out of ammo. Naturally, I went to go find more ammo, and on my way back to this cheese spot, the helicopter somehow crashed into the ground all on its own. Yeah. Another time they tried to shake things up by letting me drive the world's weakest tank. It takes 3 shots to blow up an enemy vehicle that simply just sits still in front of you. It also takes 3 shots to blow up a helicopter that I could more easily destroy with 1 shot from a grenade launcher. Usually tank sections in video games are meant to be empowering, right? Like the bridge section in Halo 2 where you destroy Covenant forces with ease. Or even the tank section from Battlefield 1 where you shoot Nazis with a tank. But in Far Cry 6, you just follow this trail for an eternal 4 minutes, while nearly indestructible enemy vehicles actively block your path and waste your time. This tank is so weak that it can't even run over a flare. But it has no problem running over my allies. Then, just randomly in the middle of the game, I stumbled into a mission, which was nothing more than an advertisement for the 4th season of Stranger Things. All of a sudden, I was going through a Russian bunker, and next thing I know, I'm thrown into the Upside Down while standing right side up, and from there, things went sideways real quick. While this mission was out of place, it did give off the sense that it had a lot more care put into it than most of the other missions. And much like the Voss DLC, it also had an atmosphere that was sorely lacking from the main game. Seeing this giant creature was pretty cool too, but it was a bit of a bummer that I wasn't able to fight it. There was a new enemy type, which were essentially just Call of Duty zombies that run towards you in a straight line, but it was still a nice change of pace. At the end of the mission, you have to outrun an invincible demon that has no hope of ever catching up to you. It was actually a surprisingly decent little mission, unlike the next one we're going to talk about, which made me want to uninstall the game.
Hola, welcome to my life. If you're looking for a party,
Talia is throwing a party on an island to celebrate our most recent victory. Now I love me a party. But before party time begins, we gotta get inside of a car and listen to somebody talk for a minute and a half as she drives us somewhere. Hell yeah. Then we need to get in a jet ski and drive over to an island. Then we need to sit around and wait for these two characters to quit talking.
The Lock in a
Then we need to
Stacko
follow
says,
one of those characters
Easter
and
egg.
listen to her monologue.
Nah, this is actually just a note to myself about how thick the outline
So now, of
is.
course, I gotta hop into this ocean and grab the barbecue grill. Oh yeah. Now we need to go over to the other character.
The Lock in a
listen to her
Stacko says,
monologue for a couple minutes.
XD.
She acts on and on about her dead boyfriend or some shit. And now I am solely responsible for gathering all of the food for this huge party by myself. I fished for a few minutes, then I killed 2 crocodiles, and collecting their meat raised the meter up to 78%. And I think my game glitched out or something because there were no other animals on this island. So I spent about 20 minutes total catching fish for the progress bar to only go up a measly 1% per fish. This felt like such a waste of my time, and it pissed me off.
The Lock in a Stacko says, lurk for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I would open up my map, select a destination, fast travel, wingsuit on over to it, get some script writing done in the process, and once I reached my destination, I was shown a cutscene that I would almost always skip. Then I was forced to go into a different location entirely in order to reach my new objective. So I'd go there, complete my mission, and then I would repeat the entire process all over again. From loading screen to wingsuit to cutscene to objective. For 10+ hours, I picked up antibiotics, saved hostages, blew up gas pipes to stop Gus's poison, blew up rum canisters, blew up actual gas canisters, and I killed each and every one of Gus's most important henchmen. So now, it was time to tackle Gus himself. I was pretty excited to be at the end of the game, and to be honest, I actually enjoyed the intro of the second to last mission. All of my overpowered weapons, my wingsuit, and modded gear that I'd been relying on throughout my entire playthrough were gone. All I had was a suppressed SMG and a pistol. I enjoyed the atmosphere as I slowly made my way through the canyon. The rain, wind, and music all made me feel as though something substantial was about to go down. But it wasn't long before I stumbled on an obstacle. Clearly I had to get over there in order to ride this zipline, but I had no idea how to get over there. Going down wasn't an option because the fall would kill me. I did spot a grappling hook earlier, but going down that would mean that I'd have to take the time to just swim all the way across the water and make my way over to those docks, which I really didn't feel like doing. And so, with my back against the wall, I solved the game's first and only puzzle. Now, I couldn't get spotted here, so for the first time in 24 hours of play, I took stealth very seriously. I grabbed a keycard uncontested and moved through the villa with methodical intent, killing only 2 NPCs before being treated to what I thought was one of the best cutscenes in the game, as our main character Daniel and our villain Gus finally cross paths over an awkward dinner, as our buddy watches from far away with a sniper rifle, making sure to keep his crosshairs on Gus's curly crossed hairs. This mission really stood out to me. I almost enjoyed it because it was one of the few that didn't involve me shooting a bunch of people in the head. I was forced to play differently because I had been given a terrible loadout. This SMG was about as useful as 1 Far Cry credit. If more missions had curated the player's loadout and had been designed around that loadout, this game could have been a lot more enjoyable. Then we get to the final mission, where a helicopter almost crashed on top of me, which was almost pretty cool.
I've reached Anton's tower. Sobre the fucking Leon. Time to slay the lion.
But for the most part, the final level just devolves into you headshotting everybody some more. Eventually, you make your way to some elevators, you hit the button to open the doors, but don't hit the button inside the elevator because they haven't finished that texture yet, and that's it. The nightmare is finally over. I had beaten Far Cry 6. I actually kind of liked the story toward the beginning of the game. The main character,
There's something with Krita that I can never figure out how to fix,
but somewhere along the
where
way, the story started to get obnoxious.
it'll like
So many
select the
very
border
key characters,
when I do shit,
wild jokes, and secondary
and
villain
this kind of shit
characters
happens, and I just gotta go
started
delete it.
and I knew I was just going to be killing them within the next hour anyway. So I had to start skipping cutscenes because I didn't feel like they would be worth the amount of time it would take me to watch them. I did, however, make an exception and watched every cutscene with Gus in it because the villain is an essential part of the Far Cry games. Unfortunately, I did find the villain here to be super generic. He's just an evil dictator who feels that the ends justify the means. He is not intimidating, he's not terribly interesting, and he doesn't have that same presence that the other three villains had. I did like how he was training his kid to be a cold-blooded dictator as well, even though the kid was clearly not comfortable with some of the
The
things his dad
Lockinestaco
wanted him
says.
to do. But at the
Sounders
same time,
annoying.
he still yearned for his father's
It is.
I found myself invested in the villain's kid rather than the villain himself. I was curious to see where they'd take it to. Throughout the game, they showed this kid being trained to become a ruthless dictator. Yet he seemed like he had a good heart, like maybe he would attempt to steer Yara in a better and more fair direction. But at other times, it also seemed like he could go the other way and fulfill his father's wishes. But then, he just dies, which was really unsatisfying. I felt like nothing we were shown paid off. Like if I had skipped all the cutscenes with the villain in it, I would have enjoyed the game more. And as for the rest of the characters in the game, I can't really say I cared about them all that much.
Lita and I had a ritual. Psych us up before battle. A song. Hit me. El movimiento de libertad.
Now, after the credits rolled, the game had a lot of brand new activities that it wanted me to complete. But upon seeing this, I shut the game off immediately, and I have no plans to ever return. Which is a bit of a shame, I guess, because I had every intention of also reviewing the new Worlds Between DLC for this video. I even bought it with money, but I just don't have the willpower to play any more Far Cry 6. I would much rather go back and play Far Cry Uno, which is a real DLC that actually exists.
As any Yaran knows, there's only one way to spend a little free time. Uno, Yaran style.
I think if this game were more focused, if they cut the size of the map in half, made the side activities more varied by giving the player restrictions, fixed the balancing issues like allowing the player to have a nail gun at the beginning of the game, rewrote most of the jokes, had a more interesting villain, refined the enemy AI, and put more thought into the mission design, I think it could actually have turned out to be a
Dr. Frederick says.
Meow.
I caught the artist again. Nice.
Welcome back. I'm finishing up this project actually.
Then Far Cry 2 was completely different with
I'm fighting Krita on selections and
Dr. Frederick says.
all this crap.
Very nice.
Just trying to make an outline for this goddamn thing.
Dr. Frederick says. I am arriving for the finale.
Yeah, her.
We all wanted more Far Cry 3. I know I did. I mean, that's why I enjoyed Far Cry 4. And it definitely did help that they improved some of the gameplay, and riding elephants was awesome. Somehow way more fun and empowering than the tank in Far Cry 6.
Yeah, I got two outlines here, and I'm trying to
Patrick says.
have them
YouTube chat check.
I was looking forward to Far Cry 5, which
be equal.
was a real letdown. I didn't care for the villain,
Just a
the
little
jokes,
challenge.
the terrible AI, the rampant bugs, and what had then become
Dr. Frederick says.
formula.
I love
Especially
Krita,
after
but I do
Blood
wish I
Dragon,
could turn off the
Primal,
smudging on
and a
the
year
edges.
later, New Dawn. We've had 6 or 7 games.
What just happened there?
And if things don't change, then
Dr.
it's very
Frederick
likely
says.
I won't return
I
to
mean,
play Far Cry
I'm certain
7,
I can.
and probably
I just
not
can't
alone
figure
in
it
that
out.
sentiment. I want to see Far Cry do something completely different. I want to see Ubisoft
Yeah, what do you
take the
mean?
franchise back to its roots,
Like, is that a certain brush?
unpredictable. Ubisoft, you need stop making the same damn game over and over again. Thank you, and good night. Everybody go watch my other content. It's pretty good. If you don't believe me, just check it out. You'll see for yourself. I also really want to thank my patrons whose support make videos like this possible. I've also added the ability to become a member here on my channel, which will give you access to the same stuff my patrons get. I'll also be doing members-only streams on here where I'll go through the process of what it takes to make videos like the one you just saw. So if you're interested in becoming a content creator or just content creation in general, it might be of interest to you.
See, once again, I forgot those. This area here. Okay, we're gonna have to redo all that shit.
Community member of mine named Soapy64 will be hosting a live event in VR chat where we will all be watching the major
Patrick
motion
says.
picture
YouTube
Surf's
chat
Up,
check.
and you're all invited.
Alright, why are you doing this so many times, sir?
Dr. Frederick
Yeah.
says. So, when you use lasso or magic wand select, it does have pixel perfect breaks on the edges by default.
Right. I had to turn on anti-aliasing for some reason. I just turned it back off. Let's see what happens.
Dr. Frederick says. Doesn't.
Oh.
Dr. Frederick says. It treats some pixels as half deselect.
One of the most long-awaited games of our generation. The excitement surrounding it is indescribable and it's very contagious. So much so that I believe it's caused some people to go clinically insane. Because why else would certain people say that Mind's Eye is a direct competitor to Grand Theft Auto 6?
There's something just wrong with
Dr.
this fucking
Frederick
selection.
says.
Work.
Yeah, there's the option I was looking for.
Killer. Now look, I don't know about you, but I think Mind's Eye is actually a direct competitor to Silent Hill. Because how else would you explain this? One of the many man-made horrors beyond comprehension that we witnessed once Mind's Eye
See if it'll work now.
in June of 2025. So how is it that people had such high expectations for this game that they were crazy enough to even put it in the same category as GTA 6? Well, part of the reason why was because the game director of the studio behind Mind's Eye was the main producer on every single
Dr.
game
Frederick
made by
says,
Rockstar Games since
I appreciate how it works
1999.
most of the
With its
time,
most recent title,
but sometimes it leaves residue when I'm trying or erase something.
Tens of millions of dollars from investors, with one employee going as far as saying that this game actually cost over $500 million. So what the hell happened? How does the game have less than 69 players on Steam?
Dr.
Right now?
Frederick says,
Mind's Eye is
trying
officially
to.
the worst rated game on Metacritic for the year of 2025. A game giving Concord a run for its money. So what went wrong? Well, this didn't happen overnight. This was a multi-year disaster. There were many red flags that were ignored by people blinded by the hype.
Dr. Frederick
We're gonna go
says,
through all of them
in
from the
fairness,
beginning
I'm
to
really
get
just complaining that I haven't gotten good yet.
Let's do this.
Oh no, you're discussing things that you're not. I don't know how to say this. There's no getting good. I mean, you're learning the program. There are things you aren't familiar with. Tools you might not know how to use right. Or haven't explored entirely. You'll get there. Only way to get there is trying and exploring and blah 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 blah. Can't stress about it. Okay, I think I finally got that done.
I mean, when he first joined the company, it was still called
Then
DMA Design before changing its name to Rockstar.
one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cheat a little over here.
I'm sure you're aware that Rockstar
I'm
is actually owned by
gonna,
Take-Two Interactive. But because of
because
the
this
very
area doesn't fucking
small games,
change.
Rockstar
So in theory,
has
this should be
a high
fine.
degree of
If I just
independence, and it has
cut
its
out
own hierarchy. Its main leaders are
this
the
part.
Hauser brothers, so Sam and Dan Hauser.
I'm gonna delete it.
Leslie, who's been with them since the
Take it from the other one.
days of DMA Design. On September 1st,
Paste it.
2014, Leslie decided to take a sabbatical. Think of it like a really long vacation, this
Not gonna
one
work.
lasting 6 months. Leslie argued that during these 6 months, he didn't receive any of his owed royalties by Take-Two. And additionally, when he came back to the office after those 6 months, he was refused entry. Shortly afterwards, Rockstar Games released a statement thanking Leslie for his contributions and essentially saying goodbye. So less than a year later, he sued them. The lawsuit
There.
detailed just how
My mouse rating is amazing.
Rockstar Games were, saying that he was forced to take a sabbatical and that when he did, his own son as well as many of his friends
Still that's a little tiny bit though.
were very quickly fired afterwards. The
Just
lawsuit then
fucking
specifies that Leslie
brings
believed
it by
this
hand.
happened because the Hauser brothers
Here's one thing I don't know how to do yet properly.
Leslie was trying to take over the company.
Whenever I do like shrinking and growing of selections, I think it's because I leave shrink from image border on.
Bizarre and unwarranted. And back when this happened in 2016, it was a pretty big story because it gave us
There, I'm just gonna copy it.
an inside scoop as to what happens inside the
My
scene.
mouse fucking glitches out,
But as this
so
was all happening, Leslie wasted no time whatsoever. 12 months after presenting his lawsuit, he formed a new studio in Scotland as well as a studio in Los Angeles to build a game titled Everywhere. The team was initially comprised of 30 people, and they, just like Leslie, were incredible veterans of the gaming industry, having worked on some very popular titles. The company didn't even have a name yet, but Leslie was already making some pretty big promises about what Everywhere is going to be, promising that it's going to be a massive open world where you can do virtually anything. Their website at the time was very simple. That's how it looked. It would just say everywhere and then would have 4 different sections. What, where, and who told you a bit more about the studio and their very
alright,
unique
I
vision.
think
And of course, you had a career page.
things
One thing I didn't mention earlier is
as good as I can make it
actually the director of GTA
in my
5,
current level, which is, you know, everything you can ask for. You can only ask an artist to do what they can do.
Make a game that's multiplayer while saying things like the vision is long-term with the capacity to develop and grow forever, as well as our goal is to create a platform where players can be entertained and also entertain others while blurring the lines between reality and a simulated world, was definitely hyping things up to the maximum. This was all said with the announcement of him forming a studio. The studio didn't even have a name, and yet the expectations were astronomical, and why wouldn't they be? This was the ex-director of GTA
Velocinistaco says, "It's great."
He was also justly fired from Rockstar Games, according to him, and was forming his own studio as a way to
acceptable.
give a middle finger to his previous employers by making a more successful and next-generation game that will blow Grand Theft Auto.
Let me go make sure I'm not naming it wrong.
Velocinistaco says, "Exactly, they are paying you to do what you do. Be
Roxy. I thought it was Rory. No, it's Roxy. I would prefer Rory. I don't know where I got the name Rory, but I would have preferred that name. Anyway. What do we have?
Flowing into the industry like there was no tomorrow, and it was the perfect time to find eager investors because the excitement was simply too contagious. This was when Leslie was able to raise over 32 million pounds, in other words 45 million USD, for his studio, which had a name now, Build a Rocket Boy. Yeah, I know, Build a Rocket Boy, Everywhere. I mean, seriously, who the hell's coming up with these names? In any case, they now had studios in Edinburgh, Budapest.
Okay, my clicking and dragging ability is getting annoying because I don't know if I can drag the window so I can name this thing, like see what I'm doing. I'm like, no.
Personally, what drew my attention was the cinematic director who had worked on Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5, or the lead programmer who worked on GTA 5. The talent
Velocinistaco says,
but there was one
"No new mouse."
on everyone's minds.
It's shipping. It's in shipping and it's gonna take fucking a while, unfortunately.
To that question in the summer of 2022 during Gamescom, where they would release this 1-minute 15-second teaser of what this game actually
Velocinistaco says,
it only caused
"Sad."
more confusion because what the hell is this?
Dude, coming from goddamn Texas. Sometimes you gotta look from where things are shipping before you buy. But,
Dr. Frederick says, "What game are these views of playing, out of curiosity?"
This is when, for the first time ever, Mind's Eye would be revealed. Watch.
This guy, he's reviewing Mind's Eye, if that's what you're talking about. Views of playing, I'm not sure what that means.
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Was the first 50 seconds like a prank? Is this the real game? That's what people were hoping.
And then let me do the mouth open.
Things got even more confusing. At the time, Leslie Benzie said that Everywhere was going to launch at the end of 2023, but that it was a completely separate title from Mind's Eye, confirming that they were working on not one, but 2 AAA games at the same
Dr.
time.
Frederick says, "Oh, you said Mind's Eye."
Yeah, that's the video that I'm watching. Well, I'm watching a video about Mind's
Dr.
Eye.
Frederick says, "I thought you mind."
Able to buy Mind's Eye on like the PlayStation Store or something. No, you'd have to go through Everywhere and get Mind's Eye from there. Yeah, you're not the only one who's confused here. Look, in a nutshell, the whole point of Everywhere is like a knockoff Fortnite Roblox. You have access to a deeply functional level editor where you can make your own
I just like, I really enjoy videos complaining about bad games, criticizing
Dr.
bad
Frederick
games.
says, "And I stumbled across a AAA game dev without realizing it."
I could wish. That would be one day. I don't know, AAA, maybe negative F. We'll aim for Z. Alright, my own little visual novel.
As crazy as Mind's Eye with Everywhere's tools. You see what I'm saying? But no need to panic. This is not a red flag. You know why? Because they opened a 4th studio in Montpellier, France. They kept expanding even further. And
Dr. Frederick says, "Honestly, AAA might be a bit of an insult these days."
Yeah, what's okay? Let's start
Dr.
a
Frederick
very
says,
heated
"All the
question.
resistance, but also all the red tape."
And all the shit. I mean, where's that good shit? Alright, you give me, what is your most recently released favorite game? I'm not even gonna say like AAA or anything, just a recently released good game you enjoyed.
At the 1-minute 19-second mark. You're probably wondering why. Well, let's check it out.
Dr. Frederick says. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ew. Ew. Alright, I actually just hate the graphics on that. The game might be okay, and the story, I mean, it has Axel and Roxas, my favorite boys, so I guess the story can't be that shit. And it has time travel and all the wacky things I like, so maybe I would even enjoy it. I just really hate the graphics. I hate them so bad. I want like
Dr. Frederick says.
DS
Not
level
counting obscure
graphics
indie
again.
platformers.
And as you guessed it, because we're in 2025 now,
Obscurity platformers can be fun. But if you're asking me, I think Near Replicant. Maybe the no. Well, I was playing Horizon
says,
Forbidden West.
Turn the graphics down. It's more tolerable.
I'm not wrong. You're probably the first person that has ever not disagreed with me. I'm not even going to say that you agreed
Dr.
with me,
Frederick
but you
says,
didn't disagree.
Interesting.
Everyone else is like, it's fine, and I'm like, no, everyone's a fucking ugly. I want my cute boy Sora. I want badass Axel. I have images in my mind of how everyone should look, okay? Like a lordy. I wouldn't even mind DS Sora. Give me Dream Drop Distance Sora, alright? Things gotta look a certain way. I hate the realistic cutscenes. Alright, in every single game, I'm like, fuck off with these cutscenes. Give me my boy. Give me his pixelized amazingness. Give me the icon of his costume where I can't even really know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. I just kind of imagine. And then I look at a high quality image and be like, I know. How does that work? His clothes are so weird. They are fucking weird. But we don't apply logic, so it's okay. Okay, Riku's clothes, don't get me started. You know, there's one thing I hate, and it's characters that I look at, I love, and I cannot draw. I try and draw Riku, I just can't do it, man. I should try though. I should try and prove myself as a better and improved artist than my younger self. And draw those motherfuckers. There's a lot of characters that scare me to draw. Like my favorite anime, Get Backers. I cannot draw Gin or Banji.
Dr. Frederick says. New Riku isn't hard, it's just that his clothes are very normal.
Yeah, it's boring. I want iconic. But also have some mercy. I can't draw shit. Also, funnily enough, after I started... Okay, so in Dream Drop Distance, there is their characters from The World Ends With You. I actually really dislike their 3D models after I played the actual The World Ends With You game. I don't know, I banned the word gym for some reason, I don't remember why. Brookie Park.
Dr. Frederick says. Interesting. Just because of the style translation.
But it's also interesting because when I remember the original 20 game, I understand how the styles of the characters are similar between, like, how if Sora, or like if the Kingdom Hearts humans were translated into 2D, they would look, I feel, I don't know, maybe it's all mixed up in my brain maybe, but I feel like they would work as a similar style. But when the 20 characters were translated into Dream Drop Distance, into the 3D world, they're just so big and chibi and cartoonish. I don't know, silly. I might be remembering it wrong too. So yeah, my brain really likes to fuck up like reality.
Well, we tried that in the original Chain of Memories.
I played I did play Chain of Memories. I think I might have touched the original, and maybe it was too difficult. I mean, I think I touched it. I don't think I finished it. I did finish Chain of Memories. Man, Riku was so fun. That's all I can say about that.
Two executives departing before the studio releases in 1 week is an insanely major red flag. And they were onto something. others were also onto something too. Like this article from
Okay, let me just export the open mouth,
Dr.
and this will be
Frederick says,
technically done.
Sadly, they switched to 3D after the original pixel art. Still, the voice acting was great.
And maybe...
Additionally, this game hadn't
Dr. Frederick says, I think most gamers agree that graphics peaked sometime in the late GameCube era.
I really do agree with
really
that.
is the mother of invention.
I strongly agree with that. Okay, like
Dr. Frederick, you leveled up to level 2.
Like even taking it out of games, you know AI, right? You know that like that DeepSeek, the Chinese AI, they were limited in their processing power, and they made it a more efficient AI. I'm talking on my ass here. I know nothing. I'm just kind of regurgitating headlines and like what other people said. But the point is that they made it with limited resources, so they made something more efficient. Right? We need to strip the GPUs out of every game developer. You have to make a game that runs on Windows 7 2010 hardware. Okay? I don't care about your graphics. I don't like realism. I play games because the real world is scary. Right. So I will say there are some exceptions.
Dr. Frederick says, I actually know the subject on a technical level, and there are some details, but you're right at the core.
I'm glad that I didn't insult you with horrifically told information. Thank you. But, for example, games that are supposed to like remind you of reality, like for example Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon Zero Dawn, you know, it's supposed to give off this feeling of this could be the future, a future where the world is terraformed and we return and everything happens. You know, it kind of makes sense for that game to be realistically styled, and I kind of like that game. I kind of like it a lot. Right? But then we get, I don't know, Kingdom fucking Hearts. I don't want realism. Fuck that. I want style. I want pretty shit. I want my boys to look cool and not fucking horrible.
Dr. Frederick says, large processors and cheap memory have made coders lazy. I knew an old programmer who got told off, in the 70s, for wasting memory by making a variable name one character too long.
Imagine. I think we could apply that to a lot of the world now. You know, why do we have to hire so many people to moderate a social media? I don't know, maybe because everything's so inefficient. Because our one moderator is taking 1 hour breaks every 15 minutes to go to the bar and get another boba tea smoothie.
Says, now spaghetti code that wastes whole gigabytes is shrugged off.
It's so annoying. Alright, let's build this pngtuber. I wasn't even paying. Well, I was trying to. I was having more fun with the conversation, but I did try and export everything. So let's see if it works. Okay. And then we just need open mouth.
Dr. Frederick says, I have successfully distracted.
It's fine. I love to talk.
Dr. Frederick says, B is a victory for any chat.
Oh no, the chat won. Alright, I need eyes closed, mouth closed, and then I got mouth closed, eyes closed, mouth open. The test is to make sure that everything, that you gotta keep talking and then make sure that it looks good when it blinks. So alright, it's acceptable. And I say it's acceptable because I say it's acceptable. Cause, what else am I supposed to say? I don't know, I tried my best, okay?
With this streamer right here, Dark Viper
Beep beep boop beep
after the game had crashed.
beep boo.
Like he couldn't handle it anymore. This right here is another sponsor.
The question is, can you see these little annoying details? E There's like some dots on my screen.
Yeah, there are a lot of make work jobs in the tech industry. They're to keep someone's unemployed nephew or second cousin busy.
Sounds like such bullshit.
Around a week after its release, Mind's Eye finally released
I just hate that concept. What can I say? It sounds so bullshit. And the thing is, the make busy jobs. Right? Create random meetings that delay everyone else from actually working. I guess I was watching a Clownfish TV video, and one thing Neon said was, sometimes I wished that they would just let the actual people who come into work come in on like night shift, so that all the make busy people work during the day, and then we come in during at night.
Dr. Frederick says, efficiency.
Yeah. But just imagine, he said, I guess I know I'm kind of repeating what I just said, but what Neon said was, sometimes I wished that we could come in on a night shift where everyone that actually worked would come in and actually get work done, and after all the people in the day shift that were the make busy people could go home. So shit's bad. It's bad. But okay, I gotta send off.
Initiating a formal consultation process that may result in redundancies. The decision has not been made lightly, and we are committed to handling.
I gotta send off a video of this working and see if she likes it.
We will provide further details to the team over the coming weeks.
Beep 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 beep.
But we know that we still have a lot more to do to grow our community in the coming years. The challenges we faced have only strengthened our resolve, and while we are deeply saddened by today's decision and thankful to our incredible team, this shift allows us to focus on delivering ongoing updates and performance optimization for Mind's Eye, while also ensuring the long-term success of Build a Rocket Boy's future.
Dr. Frederick says, literally promise a company's top 20% of earners they wouldn't have to work with the other 805.
To cut 100 or more jobs. They have 300 UK employees and around
would you retract it?
Studios. So it's safe to say that a huge chunk is getting fired. It's really interesting to me though that in their statement
Not the fucking program won't let me select it. Okay.
Rocket Boy, meaning that the studio isn't closing after this disaster. But personally, I'd keep an eye out in the coming months because anything can happen, and I really don't see the studio sticking around for any longer. This was their big chance, and they unfortunately completely blew it. Their Glassdoor page isn't doing very
Dr. Frederick says, correction, you can steal. You could steal half a company's top 20%, but promising they didn't have to work with the other 80%.
One of those employees said, $500 million invested into this.
By promising. Yeah, imagine you told all the really efficient people of a company.
Says, bye.
Alright, thank you for the subscription. But yeah, so I would, okay, I don't even work, I work in a factory, okay? And if you told me, would you like to be put on a machine where only the most efficient people also work? I'd be like, yeah, sure. It's nice to be with equally motivated people. It's nice to work in a world where, like, it seems like everyone cares as much as you do about something. Meanwhile, I can't fix this goddamn program. It's not moving anymore.
And this wasn't really advertised until the game came out. The whole level editor that was advertised was only available on PC and not on console. This was even more salt in the wound, okay? This was just such a disaster. Look, of course I feel bad for the employees, but I can't help but feel especially bad for the lead actor. He's actually very talented and was previously in the game Mafia 3.
This program is mocking me, okay? I
Dr.
can't
Frederick says,
fucking...
I mistyped and was trying to delete it before the bot read it. I was a bit too slow though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm raging at the machine here. I'm trying to record a GIF. But it doesn't want to. Okay, it's finally let me scroll up enough.
I'm proud of the people that I worked with.
Dr. Frederick says, yeah, you see what I mean.
negative reception. In terms of bugs, as a gamer myself, I
Don't
completely
blame my
understand
poor
the frustration.
bot.
There's a shared frustration and like, why would
Dr.
you as a
Frederick
company
says,
release something that
raging at the machine in a
E
few ways.
be ready to
Dr. Frederick says,
bugs aside,
clever.
whether or not people are into it, that's between them and them.
If by any chance there's a casting
There, it
director watching
works.
this video, guys, please hire him. Can we please just put him in a good game? Please. Thank you. Look, whether you can see this or not, we're already in a gaming depression. Layoffs in the industry have been rampant, the golden days of the pandemic are gone, and developers have to accept that. Ambition is good to have, but unrealistic scopes will kill your entire studio. Here's hoping that this stops, but I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, can I send a GIF via Instagram?
In the end, though,
We shall
if you
see.
get anything from this video, stop pre-ordering games. And thank you so much for watching until the end. I love you so much. The sponsor really wanted me to talk about the game at the end of the video as well, so I'm about to do that. But before I do, I can't leave you without a good old mwah!
So Mind's Eye is out, and let me just start this video off by saying, it's bad. It's a very bad video game. I don't think there's any reason to buy Mind's Eye, and later on in this video I will talk about when, maybe, if it's possible, there is a
Wait, I don't think it let me send it. God damn it. Even like waited for upload and it was like no.
And trust me, it's a lot
How do I do it?
complicated than you maybe think. It's not just like, oh, it's a disaster, it's super bad. It's a little bit more interesting than that. And the sort of story around Mind's Eye, in case you aren't aware, is also interesting. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you a bit about where this game comes from. Then I'm going to give you like my review of the game itself. And then we're going to talk about the absolute insanity that has gone on at the studio, the disaster that it is when it comes to its budget, its sales, its marketing, a lot of the things going on that just classify it definitively into the category of Concord likes, in the size of the crater that they leave. And the context of this matters. You might have seen in the marketing material that there's one specific person that's kind of repeated over and over again, which is Leslie Benzies. Also known as The Benz, he was a superstar producer over at Rockstar and allegedly responsible for a lot of their success in a big way. He was very involved in them and had a lot to do with the reasons that they were successful, or at least that's what he claims. He entered into a legal dispute over royalties with Rockstar in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. That was
Dr. Frederick
Okay.
says,
I'm being quiet because I'm
it
doing
looks like
things.
it's mostly working.
Hey, what do you mean mostly? What exactly isn't working, sir?
Things were said, including him alleging that the Hauser brothers from over at Rockstar are not just toxic but talentless, and that they're not actually good at what they do. And Rockstar's games are good because of him, and like he's the real talent, and he's gonna show them a lot of ego and hubris going around. I know that Rockstar's pedigree is pretty spotless.
Waiting.
Egos and, you know, the hubris to match at times. And so the Benz, after all of this, started his own studio, Build a Rocket Boy, got funding for it, got employees for it, and started working on their big game, which they announced, I believe, in 2019.
Man, Tenor is such a weird fucking... a weird website. It seems so old and quirky.
It's a game that you launch, but then there's games inside of it, and a lot of focus on user-generated content. It's this dream that they have of like giving people the tools and then having people make things, and they make money off the things that people make. And then they announced that the first experience of what Everywhere was intended to be and like where it was headed was going to be Mind's Eye, which is a single-player near-future spy thriller kind of action game, linear, but includes the driving of something like GTA, and does have a free roam mode once you finish the 10-hour or so story. This is supposed to be the proving ground for what Everywhere could be, and there are systems in the game for you to create like activities and missions with what's there and place them in the game and have people download those and play them in free roam. The point of this being that they have spent a lot of money in marketing this. They have attached Leslie Benzies' name to it in a kind of, this is the real guy that
Botrix says,
YouTube
YouTube chat check.
A slightly GTA-like game. Guys, pay attention, and also
Nearly there. I have to upload it to somewhere so that I can send it off to the client so that I could get either approval or denial.
Dig into that, and then we're gonna dig into the absurdities that have been coming out of the studio and how they've fumbled the very little goodwill that they could have obtained from this. Timestamps for everything down below, of course. And hi, by the way, I'm Mug. It's nice to see you. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. It's really good to see you. And that fit.
Dr. Frederick says. So is this a success?
Well, it's not a failure. I guess it'll be a success if I get paid for it, you know? But now what do I do? If this is done.
Retrospectives is something that more people should see. That's the best way to support the channel. Just hit the like button. And if you really like what I do, don't subscribe yet. Wait until the end of the video. Make sure that what I do.
Dr. Frederick says. It sounds like a good draft, at least.
Let's get into it. So look, I think it's pretty harsh to
What do you mean a good draft?
Anyone's time, really. And currently there are people like
I think that may be the wrong word.
People who are saying negative things about the game are just trying to hate on it for no particular reason or because of things that have been said, things that have happened around the game.
I don't know what to work on.
Maybe.
It seems to be decently stable on
I mean, it would be it's a good portfolio piece no matter what.
and glitches on a high-end machine and tons of stuttering also. And also, it is true that they did not send out review codes for this game. Neither for press nor for content. They have not sent anything out to
Dr. Frederick says. I'm thinking about how the iterations of novels are called drafts.
Delay everything
Or volumes? No. I mean, in a novel you have the rough draft. But it's difficult to apply this because this is a finished product. So I don't like it being called a draft because it implies that it's not finished. Hopefully that makes sense.
Why this game is just unequivocally bad, just terribly designed and made. But I don't think I'm going to have to. I think you're going.
Like, there's this one. I could improve it.
And there's two ways of explaining this. One of them is
but improving it seems so difficult because I don't like any of it.
do both. The kind of mean one is that some games are really mid, really average, but they are trying. They're trying to do something interesting, or they're trying to build something out. You can tell that there is an intention, a passion, a build-up, that there's something behind them. And then there's Mind's Eye, which is aggressively mediocre in kind of a similar way to Concord, funny enough, where I praised when Concord came out. I said that it was a perfectly competent
Dr. Frederick says. There's also a finished draft, also a second, third, etc. drafts, after feedback from editors.
Yeah, and sure, art does have drafts, but when it's done, you know? Like, there have been many iterations of this drawing. There were definitely a lot of different drafts, a lot of different work in progress pictures sent, you know?
Dr. Frederick says. Perhaps I should have just said a nice finished piece.
Maybe. Something like that. It's something for sure.
But if you wanted to play one of those Bond games like mechanically to the same
Dr. Frederick says. If you still want to talk about games, I can tell you why I think companies are so obsessed with graphics.
Yeah.
a lot of that energy, and now that I say that out loud, it is actually also kind of mean. So I guess both ways are
I mean, it has to be getting them money. Otherwise, why would they be doing it? But certainly not getting them my money.
Dr. Frederick says. It's because they're easy to quantify to shareholders and execs.
Look at us, we have graphics so realistic you won't even believe it. That means that we are very valuable, and you should invest in us.
But let's go in order. Let's talk about the shooting. This is some of the most mediocre shooting that you could experience. Like, I have played Unreal Engine asset store flips that feel better to play than Mind's Eye when it comes to shooting, and it comes very close to feeling like an asset flip, and not a good one at times. You have your weapon wheel, you press B or circle.
Dr. Frederick says. It's hard to explain to an investor how our gameplay is 70% more fun, but 70% more polygons per inch is something you can put on a spreadsheet.
That's so rotten, though. Because couldn't you do that with an actually cute game too? Just fucking exponentially divide. Just divide all the polygons and say, look, there's double now. No, that sounds horrible. Be like playtesters. I would do like playtester ratings. Look, our new game has like such a higher playtester ranking. Or like playtesters played it for like an hour longer. Playtesters asked us to play it even when they were being paid.
Dr. Frederick says, a lot of investment these days relies on this spreadsheet logic. Companies do silly things because they look good in the numbers.
That's rotten. That's just plain old rotten and sad.
Going into cover and then like putting the crosshair on the enemy's head and shooting whatever weapon you want. They all kind of feel the same and they're all kind of equally boring or equally efficient, whatever you want.
Dr. Frederick says, it really is rotten.
Walk at you or forget to walk at you or forget that you exist. They will kind of crash into each other. They'll get stuck on terrain. They'll shoot at you while walking away from you backwards and weird things. Just horrible behavior.
I don't know if I even want to actually do this drawing. Because it's like been quite a while I started it. Like, there's no guarantee that the person who was interested in it would still be interested in it.
And it's not because it's a disaster. It's what is there. It works, right? But it's just really bad and not much of it. Which is why I actually have to like go back on what I said at the beginning of the video when I said that I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. I actually would recommend this if you're an insomniac, because playing the shooting levels in Mind's Eye will put you to sleep. Now later on they do try and add some more interesting flair to it.
I don't know. For sake of I don't have much else to draw right now.
And you can pop out into it and scan enemies with it and knock out enemies and stun them and stuff. And that's also used for like a little bit more of navigational puzzles, which are generally horrible and very poorly communicated to the player. Just like the overall level design.
Dr. Frederick says, it's because most people don't manage their own money anymore. They rely on investment plans to handle it for them. And those guys are legally obligated to follow the numbers.
And it's also run. There's creative. It's ruining the entire creative world. Okay, there are some things that are just numbers on a spreadsheet. The passion behind a story idea it's there in its flesh and blood. It's not just numbers. It's not just spreadsheets. You know, a book that has more words
Dr.
isn't
Frederick
automatically
says,
better.
Except when they don't, but they have find a way to make it bureaucratic.
It's all rotten. Rotten to the core.
They just get painful as the game tries to make you use some of the other tools at your disposal by throwing enemies that will basically one-shot you in their weird kind of gravitational pull of an AI. It's very bad. But not everything is terrible, because another big part of the game is driving. Now, the game
What do I do with that other hand? Because I don't want to draw it.
It's very rare that you can drive other vehicles, but that was also fun. I really like the driving model here. It's not.
Dr. Frederick says, yes, that's a perfect analogy. It's a throwback to the days when penny dreadfuls and pulp fiction writers were paid by the word.
Okay, here's another example, which is kind of a meme. But you know what happens when you pay people to exterminate the snakes in their community, and you pay by the snakehead?
If they pivoted to like make a racing game, that is the most competent part of the game for me, and I would even maybe look forward to the team at Build a Rocket Boy making a racing game. Really, I just think that the idea of them pivoting is good. They should pivot to anything that isn't Mind's Eye. But that is really the most praise I can give the game, that I find
Dr. Frederick says,
enjoyable.
"Oh yes, that happened to the British Empire in India."
Yeah, what happens is that the community breeds snakes so that they can sell you more snakes, and it worsens the snake issue.
Dr. Frederick says,
Oh, yeah.
"You suddenly find a lot more snakes."
Funny how that is. Just like, okay, if you pay someone by the hour, they may end up working a lot of hours. If you pay someone by the quality of what they make, they might make something with a higher quality. But then there is that question, right? How do you quantify quality? They're very opposite things. It's very difficult to quantify the quality of something in a way that is standardized. Right? Almost like you need like a human that can understand what something that's low quality is, what something that's high quality is.
So it's not like I can say, oh, if you really like driving, you should play this game. No, you should play pretty much any other driving game and you'll be happier. But I think that like that there was potential. But what that competent driving into the very not competent shooting and into the sometimes interesting mini games, what it shows is that this format has been done very well in other
Dr. Frederick says, "This is essentially the economy attempting to find a way around having actual individual humans."
It's all been the plan. Humans, we just don't want them anymore. We gotta find a way to get rid of them. So then we'll slowly get there. By just making everything about spreadsheets and numbers. Until we all just accept our fate.
Some other systems that then feed into the core systems, these core systems that are very undercooked already, just highlights the flaws in the game's design even further. And so before I get to my point here, let me briefly touch on the mini games. There's a lot of like flying drones or flying cars and like stuff like moving drones inside apartments and spying on people and things like that, or scanning an area and moving around it. And they can be okay. They can be a nice diversion, but they feel very much like they were designed in 2002.
But that's fine. It's funny because, you know, at the base of it, you cannot replace the base human. Yet. And work in a factory, for God's sake. I watch the machine fuck up day after day, and I gotta fix that shit.
Dr. Frederick says, "It'll buy like that one line from The Matrix, because after this, they handed over so much it was really our machine society."
Mostly going to be either like combat scenarios that you can get into and like shoot down these
robots will always need maintenance. And the day that robots can do their own maintenance, I mean, that's the day that we're all gonna be fucked. Yeah, that's the day that Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn come to play, okay? You don't want a world where robots can fix themselves, build themselves, and maintain themselves. Unless you want a world that's only robots.
I find it hilarious that the way that they kind of pitch it is like it's a Hollywood grade shooter. When I think of like a Hollywood grade shooter of something that's meant to be, okay, linear, it's not a GTA clone, we've established that, right? They built all of this open world as a proof of concept, basically, and I guess that in the price point, you're paying for the potential that one day this open world will be used for all of these activities that they want users to generate. But really what's here is a linear game where you go from shooting in certain levels to then driving from one location to another, to then doing a minigame and rinsing and repeating. Hollywood grade shooter to me in that context is Uncharted. It's Gears of War. It's games where the shooting is top notch, and if there is driving or something like that, it should also be
Dr. Frederick says, "Yeah, I do fear this kind of dumb robot system thinking, but I'm not nearly as scared of actual robots taking over."
I mean, I figure if it's gonna happen, it'll be interesting at least.
things, like that age-old adage of
I should finish playing Horizon Forbidden West before it happens, though.
Dr. Frederick says, I think it'll probably be more like Dune, where people just gave up so much thinking to machines it made them dumb and controllable. Botrix says, YouTube chat check.
I mean, humans, and this is like a physiological thing. When humans don't need something, they get rid of it, or they stop producing it. You know, if you wear a wrist brace, even when you don't need it, then the muscles, you know, in your hand may suffer. If you use a wheelchair when you can walk, maybe one day you'll try and stand up and find out you can't walk anymore. Or when you consume, you know, things that artificially give you dopamine, you may find yourself unable to naturally regulate your dopamine. So that you feel horrible all the fucking time. So if we give all our thinking to the machine, why would we ever think?
From the start, like the relationships that characters have, and
Dr. Frederick says, exactly.
How many people just appear and are meant to be important, and you're just supposed to like
just be like that.
And all of that just leads up to what the game, I think they think is a cool twist, but it isn't, and then it ends.
Captain Price II says, hello.
Hello,
Captain Price
II
II says, how are you doing today?
I am somewhat sleep deprived, somewhat food deprived, but I am alive.
Surprising how a novel to that effect was written in the early 60s.
Look, history does not repeat, but it does rhyme. And I mean, if you see the truth of the world enough, you can see the future of the world. It's just like if I told you.
Says, hey querrieoh, have you ever watched a cartoon called Pinky Dinky Doo?
No, I've never watched anything like that.
But there is downside to a specific human making the choice. You have to take responsibility for that choice. And there might be blame if it goes wrong.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Because this society needs responsibility. And it needs blame. People that do wrong things, there need to be consequences for those wrong things. Alright, here's an example. Have you heard of the bridge in India that has like a very sharp angle? It's not a 90-degree angle. I think it was like a 75-degree angle or something. And like 7 engineers were fired over it. The reasoning was that like the bureaucracy, like they were being forced to build this bridge, but no one would allow them to build it correctly. So in the end, they had to build it incorrectly, and they were punished in the end. See, so it's all different kinds of blames that are being thrown around to maybe the wrong people.
Went out for this game that were very negative, very negative. Then there were like some marketing things going on that were neutral. There were a lot of very painful, like a lot.
But in the end,
insane marketing budget for this game.
There should be blame. I mean, someone did something wrong. There could have been a lot of embezzling of the money. There could have been a lot of collusion or corruption. I mean, something went wrong. When things go wrong, there should be blame. I mean, what is society without blame? If people can just do wrong things, then why have society at all?
If you were just following protocol and the numbers, it's just an anomaly. You followed the rules, who can blame you?
I mean, that's what like a framework of rules and punishment is for, right? If we're worried about responsibility and blame, well, if you follow the rules, then you're not responsible and you're not to blame.
Yeah,
but
I think you are right.
Mm.
Dr. Frederick says,
I do this will work a
it's
bit.
all to dodge responsibility.
You know, I hate anyone that tries to dodge responsibility of having done something wrong. I really like, and it's a fine if you do something wrong. I mean, you just learn not to do it again, and you fix whatever you broke. But if you come at me like I didn't do it, it's not my fault. It makes you die a little inside. Okay, you didn't do it. It's not your fault. Then the person who isn't you is definitely gonna do it again, aren't they?
Confusion as to how much Leslie Benzies was involved in Mind's Eye directly versus him having to be involved in the context of it technically being everywhere, which is the game he's actually directing. But Mark Gerhardt accused Rockstar of paying off previewers to give Mind's Eye negative previews, as if like Rockstar cared or considered Mind's Eye a threat, when I think by now, if you've watched this review, you know the truth. Or how after that we had reports of employees over within the actual studio that were saying things weren't going very well, and then we had the chief financial
Dr. Frederick says, I once heard from a man in the Navy that when a ship sinks, the captain is automatically fired. It doesn't matter whether it was directly his mistake, or if he wasn't on duty at the time.
See, that's a bit of mal-directed blame. But it certainly does help them alleviate the
and it's his job to run the ship in such a way that these things don't happen.
Alright, so the engineer who accidentally forgot a bolt and like a leak was slowly let in till the point where the ship fucking like exploded because of entropy. And it's somewhere where like no one could have ever seen it, even if he walked up and down every single hallway and nook and cranny. Yeah, it's his fault. It's the captain's fault. He just didn't have enough intuition. He just didn't. It wasn't good enough. He should have known it was gonna happen.
All of that to put out a game that is just bad. We're looking at a financial disaster, not Concord. It'll probably do better than that, and it'll probably end up recovering at least some of its money, because unlike Concord, which had to shut down and refund, Mind's Eye will exist forever, I guess. Even if you took out the online part of it, like you could still sell it as what it is, which is the campaign, and for $5 on Steam on sale in like 10 years after it's been patched or fixed, who knows what could happen to it, it might still make some of its money back. But definitely up there with Concord in just bizarre, misguided project, executed poorly and with tons of money poured into it. And the way I want to end this video is by saying that I'm really sad at all of this, because Mind's Eye would normally be the type of video game I would like to champion. Sure, Leslie Benzies is...
Dr. Frederick says, it does tend to put a bit of weight on the shoulders of those captains.
But the idea of veteran talent...
Yeah, but I guess that is the thing,
Frederick
right?
Says, and a few gray hairs on their heads.
Like, even though there's a chance that they may be fired for something unjust, you can definitely be sure that they're gonna make sure the ship is, maintenance regularly, that people aren't fucking about. I mean, that's the thing. Responsibility, there's good and bad. And yeah, it'll cause stress. Yeah, things that are unfair might happen. But it might also impart some positive. Might make people feel a sense of accountability in a good way. Feeling like, okay, it's on me, as in, I have a purpose, a sense of purpose, of calling. There are benefits to that as well.
Of it is so basic and so old in its design and functioning, and somehow it still got money, a ridiculous amount of it, and came out, and now the studio is probably gonna close. And I think that there is a really, really interesting story behind what happened with Mind's Eye that hopefully one day somebody will be able to tell. But most of these things, from conspiracy theories to resignations to funding and marketing, and ultimately to a game that, please do not buy Mind's Eye. Don't throw away that money. I did. Don't do it. You watch this video, you should know better now. And it's kind of just sad. In any case,
Dr. Frederick says, you need to balance the risk of blame with the desire for credit. Dr. Frederick says, 4.
Yeah, like every ship, okay, every successful voyage and return that captain will feel a sense of, accomplishment. In every successful mission, even if he was not out there on the front lines, having completed the mission and brought all his men back safely, he can be imparted a bit of credit. Like every pilot, maybe pilots don't get a lot of credit. I don't know. We don't applaud the names of all the pilots that do their job correctly every day and get people to their destinations around the world. We remember the names of those that fuck up a lot. But they should get some credit, even if even if it's just like, hey, he did his job. Why should he get credit? I don't know, cause you're all still alive.
Dr. Frederick says, true. There are 500,000 souls in the air at any time in the USA alone.
How could you see this 10-year developed slop shut down in a year, meanwhile your VR Batman game wins fucking awards and then say shit
Comparison is everything, right? You start appreciating the good ones more when some of them decide to start falling out of the sky.
Is it this Rocksteady or this Rocksteady? Founded in 2004 by Jamie Walker and Sefton Hill, the original Rocksteady was a fairly small and unknown studio for the first 5 years or so, with their most notable achievement being that their name sounded like the people that make GTA. At least that's what 10-year-old me thought. They'd received heavy investments by Eidos, which led to them having a dedicated publisher and funding to launch their first game in 2006.
Dr. Frederick says, it works the same way as the captain thing with companies, though. The CEO's job is basically to be a professional scapegoat.
Yeah, and they get paid so much money. But it's not like they risk dying. I mean, if the company fucks up, they just get fired. And then everyone's like, oh, clap, 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 clap. We fired the bad person that was leading the company the wrong way. Let's now replace him with someone else who will absolutely have no effect on how the company is run. Clap, 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 clap.
Assembled, the studio would be hard at work on the game for the next 21 months, roughly 70 months shorter than Suicide Squad, going through many changes story-wise and gameplay-wise in that time frame, like the gameplay switching to the iconic flow combat we all know and love, but was initially being pitched as a rhythm game fucking Guitar Hero style. How did Eidos give them the rights to this game? But in the end, it worked out amazingly, as on August 25th, 2009, Batman Arkham Asylum released to both critical and
Dr. Frederick says, of course, the first thing you ask for is your severance fee. It should support you for the 3 or 4 years you have to lie low and pretend to be ashamed, until the public forgets why they are mad.
What is it called? It's like the golden umbrella or like the golden parachute? Or is that for the person that gets parachuted in? I mean, there's so many terms, right? But the point is, I mean, it's all just a game. It's all just a game. Can you imagine the kind of like stock boost that might happen if Tesla were to fucking fire Elon Musk and we're gonna go in a new direction now?
Golden parachute.
It'd be insane. Then they changed like absolutely nothing.
Dr. Frederick says, as you said, most of the choices are made by advisors and managers. So, it's a pantomime of accountability.
Like there's the whole meme, like okay, my information is mostly like memes. It's like the stockholders control everything.
Say what you will about old Walt, but he really was the one running Disney.
Really fucking died. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this girl. Maybe like the jaw, the snout's too strong.
eagerly anticipating what would come next for the team after concluding the greatest superhero trilogy of all time.
Dr. Frederick says, Bob Iger is managing Disney. And he's unusually strong for a modern CEO. Botrix says, YouTube chat check.
Yeah, but where's the fixing then? I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's going too well.
Dr. Frederick says, when even knows the CEO of Ford. It certainly isn't Henry Ford.
Ooh.
Dr. Frederick says, the chat must forgive me for this total derailment.
You are the chat. Taco, I don't know, went and died somewhere. You're the only one here. You're the only one who exists.
Botrix says, Dr. Frederick, you leveled up to level 3.
All I'm doing is fucking up a drawing.
Delocanastaco says, I'm here.
Wow. The dead man speaks. I fucked up really bad.
Says, I buried poor Taco in my critique of corporations. Delocanastaco says,
Yeah, I would have known if he said
I unintentionally started a thing on a model and HSD to hurry to it. Lightest Bright says, Hi Rio.
Hi Bright.
Says, hi to that one guy on Twitch, by the way. Lightest Bright says, nice art.
It's literally the opposite of nice. Don't even start. If you call this nice art, then I'll never believe another word that comes out of your mouth.
Lightest Bright says, which one?
All the guys. Everyone's acknowledged. Everyone is loved.
Lightest Bright says, okay, well, it's better than mine.
I don't even think that's true.
Also, hi YT person. Delocanastaco says, and hello Bright.
It's really not even better than yours. Look at this shit.
Lightest Bright says, there's a bit of a white outline, but that could be fixed very simply, so it's not a big deal. Lightest Bright says,
that's on purpose.
It looks great otherwise.
Bitch, that's on purpose.
Lightest Bright says, like that's the only thing that isn't 1010.
I'm gonna punch you in the face. In Minecraft.
XD.
You know, you're just fucking memeing me.
Lightest Bright says, okay, then it's fucking 10/10.
I didn't know you were talking about the pngtuber. I thought you were talking about the ugliness that's on the screen right now.
Lightest Bright says, XD.
Who could rip apart and swallow people, who uses a gun, and an Australian named Captain Boomerang.
Lightest Bright says, hi Taco.
Boomerang would use. You're right, it's a gun. It's in the name, Boomerang. That's a common synonym for 9mm Glock. Like this. A change so baffling and stupid to the point where it was apparently confusing.
Boomerang. It's a synonym for a Glock.
This is a perfect example of what we would call a fucking out-of-touch publisher when everyone but them have no fucking idea what they're talking about. You know, I'm starting to understand why Montreal is experiencing issues when these are the dumbasses they were developing for. And Rocksteady would suffer the same fate as Montreal, as the game would go through a strenuous development. None of the engineers knowing how to handle the jump from single player to co-op, using short-term fixes to the issues instead of actually.
Lightest Bright says, and you know your art is better either way. The furry face AI on the PNG are both great.
Look, I will metaphorically wrap a fuzzy, comfortable scarf around your eyes and pull tightly if you cannot see the bullshit on your screen.
Lightest Bright says, BTW, why'd you make the PNG have the white outline anyway?
I just wanted to.
Curious.
I just wanted to be separated from the background. I just wanted it to be nice and clear. I like white outlines. Maybe I'm racist.
Lightest Bright says,
I like when things are
Ma'am, I can see it perfectly clearly. I have my glasses on SMH.
And then your glasses, the prescription is out of date.
I don't know, it's still early. I reserve judgment.
Look, this thing is ugly as fuck. It's like beginning to have something. Alright, like I'm beginning to see something that isn't shit. It's beginning.
WAWAWAWA.
Wait.
Velocinistaco says, it's getting there.
If I just looked up Cat Girl, I would probably be there by now, though.
Dr. Frederick says, I guess my point is just, replacing imperfect people with impersonal systems isn't as good an idea as it sounds like.
Nah.
Lightest Bright says, Taco has a PM.
You're right.
Crazy.
Yeah, I bullied him into it. Right, I think there's a fair enough point to make. It kind of just calls into, you know, society is all about trying to replace imperfect people with quote-unquote perfect systems that are not at all perfect.
Lightest Bright says, I'm happy you did Rio.
Yeah, but Rinny's a better
says,
one.
He deserves it.
Wait, my issue here is I'm not sure what to do with the chin and like a few things like that. So I'm gonna go look up furry cat lady with lips. Or maybe like sexy furry cat lady.
I believe someone in the 1800s called it governance by steam, though it applies to business as well as government. Lightest Bright says, so what's the idea with it? This a PNG as well?
This would become a badge that might not even be paid for, considering it's like been 3 months since the person asked about it. I can't find any. I can't find any sexy cat ladies with.
Okay, I think I've gone on the topic for enough.
Hey, that's totally up to you. Okay, well, none of these ladies have lips. It could be that I was trying something innovative that would not work.
I just have strong opinions.
Hey, you know, having strong opinions is a sign of someone interesting. You know, because it's easy in life to go through life without opinions. You know, it'd be easier if I didn't care about a lot of things.
Bright says, it's better than weak opinions.
I don't know. In honor.
Fair.
In honor of you having opinions, I'm willing to sing through Hamilton. Yeah, mostly to sing this one specific line, you know. If you stand for nothing,
Lightest Bright says,
what do you fall for? Okay, I'm not finding any sexy furry cat ladies with lips.
Bright says, bring back the Rio singing.
It's been so long, I'm probably very rusty. Man, even in the age of AI created images. No sexy cat ladies with lips. Therefore, we're abandoning that experiment.
Lightest Bright says, that's sad. Dr. Frederick says, there's two kind, isn't there? Lightest Bright says, there's just no art like yours.
Well, I don't want to be the pioneer of this either, to be honest.
Lightest Bright says, X.
I think it'll look okay like that. Two kinds of wood. Now my
Dr.
dreams of
Frederick says,
going to bed at a
it's a
reasonable
furry
time.
webcomic. I'm not a furry, I just remember mid-2010s DeviantArt way too well. Lightest Bright says, thanks for the entertainment while I lose my mind BTW.
I mean, then find your mind. It's not that hard. I've been watching way too much self-help shit.
It's already 10. Fuck, go to bed, Rio.
I might have to, like, the stream is going amazingly and I love talking with everyone. But for the sake of my health, I'm gonna have to go to bed.
Lightest Bright says, I keep finding it then losing it immediately 3 seconds later. Dr. Frederick says,
I don't know, put a chain on it.
NBM, they vehement don't have lips. Thelocinastaco says, like right now. Lightest Bright says, Rio, if you're tired, sleep please. Dr. Frederick says, I am misremembering my early 2000s art.
Could I be the pioneer of
Dr.
this?
Frederick
I don't know.
says,
I don't know if I want to.
Honestly, I'd have to say go in 15 anyway. Lightest Bright says, I should prob join your server on the account I actually use so I get alerts again, huh?
I mean, only if you want to see me. If you don't want to see me, then don't get alerts. It's that simple, right? Right, and I really appreciate you sticking around, Dr. Frederick, even if you have to leave in 15 minutes. And considering that this is going somewhere very slowly.
I don't know why, but the blue lipstick on the cart doesn't even look that bad to me.
And I think you are
Dr.
desperate.
Frederick says, 07.
If these things aren't looking bad to you,
Cat not card.
You need to look at better things.
Sorry.
Cause this shit nasty. Right. Well, I've gotta go to bed.
Lightest Bright says, no, I just mean like, it kinda works, I can see the vision.
Yeah, but I can't. I don't know. It's like top lips. I think the issue is like top lips are really hard.
Look, I'm comparing to the art on my channel. It's a step up on the totem pole, so I'm not throwing stones in a class house. Thelocinastaco says, good night, very productive 2 hours. Lightest Bright says, Rio, stay safe.
I haven't seen your art yet, Dr. Frederick. Thing is, we don't have to compare, because comparing just fosters, just bad feelings. Yeah. The fact is, like, if you draw, you try to draw, you actively draw, it's amazing, okay? Just, like, making things, finishing things, starting things, finishing things, doing things. Right? That's all that matters. So, wish me luck finishing this. Wish me luck finishing anything. Wish me luck doing anything. Alright, good night everyone. Have a good day. Tomorrow I'm gonna go on a bike ride. I'm gonna end my fast early so that I don't go starving. Because when I exercise without food in me, it's sad and
now BTW. Thelocinastaco says, you got it, luck many luck.
Okay, I'll accept your alternative.
We don't have to compare, but it's worth recognizing when there's something you can learn from another artist. Dr. Frederick says, so times it's actually easier from people who are closer to your level of progress.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Community is good because you can learn from each other. And sometimes, even though people might seem at different levels of progress, you can still find things to learn from each other. It's all a matter of mindset. If you think you're better and you don't want to learn from anyone else, then you're not gonna really fit in a community. And if you think you're horrible and
Dr. Frederick
you
says,
can never do anything.
Anyway, have
Yeah.
a good night and a good luck with the say ahead. Botrix says, YouTube chat check.
Like, okay, just one more quote. It's like, if you hate yourself, then why am I gonna think differently about you? You know, if you hate everything you do, why should anyone think different? So you gotta believe in yourself. That's all I'm saying. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night.